come in and say hi. Don't be shy. All of us are friends here, and everyone gets along really well. That's one thing nice. The crafting community is a really friendly group. So yeah, this is gonna be my project for changing today. It's an old bread box, a wooden one that I bought at a local thrift store, and it was a whole whopping at Valley Village $3.99. So yeah, I picked it up, and it's kind of rough shape. I think if it wasn't looking so poorly, I think it probably would have been more expensive here. So luckily it wasn't too bad. So yeah, I'm going to work on that today. Before I came on, I sprayed it with a bit of liquid alcohol and wiped it all down just to get rid of any extra oils and that on it. So yeah, and I'm just gonna smooch this over just a smidge. There we go. So yeah, so I'm gonna start painting while I'm waiting for people to come on. And I would have been smart if I would have got a brush before I started, but I didn't. Oops. So yeah. So all I'm going to start with is with some chalk paint, and this is called Castle Folk Art by Plaid chalk paint. So I'm going to use that. Kind of takes up a lot of my desk here. I don't have a lot of room with this. And I'll be repainting the inside too, but I'll probably do that after the live. Chalk paint is really good to start with when you're starting something new like this. Just it has better adhesion than a lot of other paint does, but some people just use regular acrylic paint in this circumstance, so it's up to you if you want to go ahead and try it with just regular acrylic paint or not. And when you're working on wood, it's always best to always paint in the same direction of the grain of the wood. I'll try to paint fast. I'm not the fastest painter, but I'll try to paint fast so this doesn't take too long. And I'm going to be doing a crackle finish on this, and a bit of decoupage also. Hope you guys all had a great day. It was a beautiful day today here. It was 24 degrees, which is about 74 degrees in Fahrenheit for all my American friends. So, and it was sunshiny. It was supposed to be rainy today, but it actually turned out to be a beautiful day. I was quite happy. I was going to come on a bit earlier, but I wasn't feeling very good. My where I got that tooth removed a little over 2 weeks ago, it still bothers me, so I laid down for a while and took another painkiller. Yeesh, I can't believe how long it's been hurting for. Still a bit sore right now, but at least it's tolerable though right now. Don't be afraid to say hi when you come on. Seems so quiet when I'm crafting here. Usually when I craft at night, I usually have I watch replays or other crafters on their lives, and yeah. So when I don't have that, it seems so quiet. But Facebook doesn't let us listen to music either in the background. They have the copyright infringements, so if you have it on, you have to have permission from the artists, so you can't play it in the background unless you have permission. And I don't, so I can't do that. So I've seen these red boxes, and usually they're like oak colored, so somebody must have painted this one black somewhere along the line to suit their decor, but they had enough and took it into Value Village, which is a chain thrift store that's, I think it's all over Canada. I'm located near Edmonton, Alberta. About 45 minutes west of Edmonton there. In Wild Rose Country, which is our provincial flower. But the bread box is in good shape still, so it's definitely well worth fixing up. Good paint there. So I'm actually making this for my dad for Father's Day. So I'm not going to get too feminine with it. But I do, he's okay with some flowers, but he doesn't want a lot, that's for sure. There. Okay, I'm just going to throw some heat on this, so watch your ears. Just to dry it a bit before I turn it around. Alright, good enough for now. I just didn't want it wet for when I spun it around here in case it bumped into myself with it or whatever. So yeah, just a sec here. I have, I'm sure you noticed that I have no hair. It's because I have lupus. Lupus is an overactive immune system, and it, in my case, it attacks my skin and my hair, and so most of my hair on the top, well, 95% of it's gone on the top, and the sides are over 50% gone on both sides too. So it just looks too wonky without having that hair, so I just shaved the remainder off. Well, yeah, so that's why I don't have hair. So I've been without hair now for about 8 years, 8-9 years. But it started thinning probably about 20 years ago. But I got really sick in 2009 and lost over half of it then. And doctors say because the hair follicles damaged so bad, it'll never grow back now. So that's okay. It's cooler in summer. So this is just, like I said, chalk paint. It sticks pretty good compared to a lot of other paints, so it's a good one to use. But you could always use a spray paint primer too if you wanted. I know the Rust-Oleum 2X paint is a really good paint also. So if you don't want to hand paint it like this, you could always use your Rust-Oleum also. I'm just going to get rid of my glasses because I don't really need it unless I'm looking far away. And I just have a habit of popping them on and off all the time. So yeah. Hope the weather was good wherever you guys are at. It was a beautiful day here today. Oh, I forgot to put my paint shirt, my apron on here. I'll pop that on here because I definitely don't want to get this on my shirt. This apron my dad got me from Mexico. There we go. There. A little warm in my room here today, though. This back bedroom is probably the warmest room in our house. I got the fan on, so hopefully I won't die too much. There's this little bit of hole there from some trim, it looks like, on both sides here. I'm just filling that in a bit. It's in pretty good shape though, otherwise. I didn't need to sand it or anything. I just had to take the alcohol to it, and there was no snags or anything, so I knew it was good to go ahead to paint that way. We're going to go for a rustic look on this. I'm making this for my dad for Father's Day. Tomorrow I'm going to the Alberta Beach Farmers Market though, so I won't be seeing him tomorrow, unfortunately. But I'll try to get up to see him here soon. He lives about an hour and a half away from me. There we go. One thing that I always forget to do, but is a good tip, is if you put lotion on your hands before you start, the paint doesn't stick to your skin as much if you do that. But I always manage to forget to do that, so just make sure I didn't miss any spots. Okay, I'm gonna blow dry again, so watch your ears. I just missed a spot there. I'm just filling it in. I'm going to be doing crackle paint on this, so I gotta have it really dry. Gonna make this room extra hot with the blow dryer on. Oh, had a wet spot there. Don't leave your heat in the same spot for too long. Even with the blow dryer, it will make your paint bubble and blister. So move it around. as you work. I'll do the rest of the inside later, but I just wanted to get the edges a bit here. Oh, and I missed a spot underneath that ledge. And just that bracket there that holds the lid on the front. Okay. Hope you're fried. Just say hello. We're friendly here. Nobody bites. And this is the chalk paint called Castle. And I gotta get this pretty dry because I'm going to be crackle painting it, and I don't want the color to bleed through on my next layer. That took a while. Sorry about that. So I'm just cleaning my brush. And I just wipe it on a rag, but you can use paper towel or whatever. This is just an old threadbare towel that was retired and repurposed. And I find the towel actually lasts quite a while when you use it. So, okie dokie. Okay, so what I have here is I'm going to decoupage it later, and I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. It's a napkin that I had, and I got it with a napkin trade that I did, so it's going to be putting this truck on there. So yeah, so what I did is I didn't, because I only had one napkin, I didn't have enough to do the whole thing with the plaid. So what I did is I took the second truck that I had and I folded it into 4, and I am trimming it into a oval shape, and I'm using my first oval shaped one. to go, be as my rough guide to be about the same size and shape as the previous one. So now when I open it up, it's a nice oval shape. So, and now that I've got that, I don't want that crisp edge on it. I kind of want it to look a little, ooh, don't want it coming open there. I'm going to take my water pen, or you can use just a regular paintbrush, and just kind of running it along the edges. And what this will do is it'll give it a feathered edge to the edge of your napkin, or whatever paper product you're using for your decoupage. So yeah, I'm just doing this on the edge. And I've got my old butter knife that I just used to tear at the edges a little bit, just to make it a little bit of a rougher edge on there, instead of being a smooth surface on there. I find the knife makes it easier just for tearing than my fingers, especially since I've got such a small little edge on there. It's warm enough in here. That napkin dried pretty fast. And if you're new to my page, I would love it if you could click the 3 buttons above and follow my page, and also hit the notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. And also don't forget to hit the like or the heart button a few times too. It helps, makes Facebook recognize that people like my page, and will promote it out there for other people to see. So I would really appreciate that. So I would love to be able to have a few more people following my page. I currently have, I believe, 197. And if you could share, or, oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. Facebook doesn't like it when we say that, but if you see someone say sprinkle, it means S-H-A-R-E. If you could share also, I would really appreciate it. My birthday's coming up on July 10th, and I would love to be able to at least have, I would love to have 500 followers by then. I think that's kind of a bit of a reach, but doesn't hurt to try, I guess. So yeah, if you could please share, that would be a lovely birthday present for me. So I'm just doing this napkin now because it's giving this cabinet a bit of time to dry some more before I start the crackle painting on it. And crackle painting is really easy to do. Don't be afraid to say hello. I think it's a quiet night tonight, because I know there's another two crafters, two big crafters at least that are on tonight still. So a lot of my regular followers are probably watching those ones now, but I was working on this. I wanted to work on this, so I thought I may as well go on anyways. Where did I end off there? Ah, there we go. Didn't see where I ended. I knew I wasn't done though. Okay, so I don't know if you can really see that very well, but it gives it like that feathered edge to your napkin there. And if you compare that to my other napkin and how straight its edges are, it just gives it a little bit more of a rustic look. I gotta do it with my apron. I didn't do it very good later, and it's getting in the way. Hi, Marla. Yeah, that's actually called Castle. It's the chalk paint. And but I'm going to be doing a crackle finish on top. So this is just the base color. So I'm just getting my napkins ready for decoupaging this later. This is actually going to be for my dad for Father's Day. So yeah, I'm making this up for him. So I've got these truck. My dad has always driven trucks, so I think he'll like that on here. It's got a little bit of flowers in the back of the truck, but he won't mind. He won't mind that little bit. And I'm just using a knife. You could use your finger to tear the edges too, but I just find the knife this tears better. I think because my hands are always so dry, it's easier with the knife. And this is just an old kitchen knife. I use it a lot for various things in the craft room. I actually got 2 of them in here. So where are you from, Marla? I live near Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada. And like I said, you can use a water pen to wet the edges. Or you can use just a wet paintbrush too. I just find that the water pen's a little bit faster because it saves you having to dunk and redunk and redunk over and over again. And I just bought this one at Dollar. I think it was at Dollar Tree. I bought this one at. It was a beautiful, about 74 degrees to get here today. So it was a gorgeous day. It was supposed to rain today, but it didn't, so I like it. It's been raining a lot the last, over a week now. So it was nice to have a break from the rain. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I like days like this. Okay, so that one's done. Hi, Rhonda. Great to see you. Yeah, I think Dad'll like it too. Rhonda's my cousin, so she knows my dad. Pardon me. I have lupus, so my nose runs all the time. So when I go off camera a bit like this, it's because of that. My nose is going. Gotta take care of it. Oh, it drives me nuts. Oh. Need to have stocks and Kleenex. So yeah, I'm gonna put that away because I don't want to spill paint on it. Okie dokie, where did I put my paint? There it is. Okay, good. Make sure I had it. I thought I had it. And I got, all I have is Elmer's glue, and you can use that. And I diluted it with a bit of water. And in fact, I think I might have put a little too much water, so I'm just going to look in here and make sure I don't have it too thin. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw a little bit more glue in there. You can use Mod Podge too for crackle medium also. You don't have to use white glue, but I just bought cheap old white glue, $1.25 at Dollarama. I'm just adding a bit more in there. Oh, Oregon. That's a nice area. California is pretty hot. I don't know if I could live there. Hot and dry, and so many fires the last few years. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Just moving my plate. I like using disposable plates for my Mod Podge and glue. It's just so hard to get off my plate there, so I like my glass plate for regular paints, but if I'm using glues or Mod Podge, I like using a disposable plate instead. And some bits of dry glue there that I'm just picking out. So I'm going to do only one section at a time because I don't want my glue drying out. And I'm just using a cheapo sponge paintbrush. I find I kind of like that for Mod Podging too. And I got a whole pack of them. These ones here I got, I believe, at Dollar Tree, and I don't know if I will buy them again. They're quite wimpy, these ones. I'll have to buy a little better ones next time. But you don't know until you try. How are you, Rhonda? How are you and the kids and Barry? Hey. Ooh, why do I keep on misplacing? Oh, because it looks just like regular white paint. So this is from Dollar Tree in Canada. It's called acrylic, and it's called cream. So I'm going to be using that for my paint color, my top paint color. And it's just an off-white. And I'm just painting the same direction as the wood. The wood grain, I guess I should say, if you don't know what I mean. That's the little lines that it's in the wood. If you find that you put your glue down and you have a delay or something that you can't get your top layer on, you can always spray it with just a little bit of water. I have a little spray bottle that I have here in my craft room. You can always use that to keep your paint moist if you're going to be gone for a little bit, or your glue moist, just to prolong it from drying it as fast on you. So, and I'm trying to do this with not too many streaks or brush marks. So I try to use really long strokes on my final one. And then just light brush strokes from the side. And then I just kind of try to lift it as I get on the edge there, just to reduce the amount of brush strokes that you can see. So I'm just going to dry this section so you can see how it's turned out. I just missed a spot there in the corner. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay, watch your ears. Almost there. Oh no. Bronchitis. I didn't know you were sick. That's not good. Okie dokie. It's still a little bit damp, but I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that, the crackle in there or not. But it's definitely cracking. Okay, and then I'll move on to the next section. Was it really warm over there today, Rhonda? It was a nice and beautiful day here. Sounds like you guys have been having a lot more rain down there. I'm just going to put more glue in there. Monk. There, that should be better. I think I diluted it too much the other day. I put too much water in that bottle. Generally, you want about 75% glue and about 25% water, but if you want to do 100% glue, you can too. I just find it's easier to spread when it's a bit of water in there. It's not as thick, and you can get it moving around a little easier. Oh, okay. Good night, Rhonda. Rain and wind. It was beautiful here today. Sun was out and lovely. So usually it's nicer down south than here. Sounds like it's been really miserable like south of us, the border, like Montana and all that too. Flooding. I think it was Montana. Yeah, that's crazy. Just mixing up some more. There we go. I just put a bottle underneath there to hold it while I work on it so I don't get a bunch of glue on my table here. Feel better soon, Rhonda. Just try not to miss any spots. The glue gooby there, try to get rid of that. There we go. Just use my knife to get rid of some excess glue in the crevice there. I just don't want it gluing my door closed on me. As I did that one other time. Not fun. Some more paint. Try to turn it your way a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It is crackle paint. It's supposed to look kind of antique-y and not perfect. You can even sand it in spots after this to give it a distressed look on the edges. I don't know why. I should have poured more paint out than that. I wasn't thinking. You find some paints, if you buy some cheaper paints at the dollar stores or whatever, and you're finding it's too thin, you could always add a little bit of baking soda to it also. That will thicken it up. It almost makes it like chalk paint actually. So you can definitely do that by making it thicker that way. I know I have a red paint that's, what brand was that one? I think it's Craft Smart, and I'm going to do that to that paint because it's always really, really thin. I don't know why. The rest of them are okay, but that one I have is super thin. And it drives me bonkers when every time I try to use it. But these ones are only $1.50, and they're actually bigger than the average paint bottles. And so far, all the ones I've bought of it, it's been pretty good. I haven't had problems with this acrylic. It's not a brand I've ever heard of before. I don't even know if they carry it in the States. Acrylic in the Dollar Tree in the States. I think it's just here in Canada, as far as I know. I've never seen anybody else paint with it before. I'm just trying to get rid of my brush strokes. Okay. And I'm going to throw the heat on again. Hi, Marcia. How are you today? Watch your ears. I'm just going to dry. I'm just doing some crackle paint. On this old wooden bread box that I got at a thrift store. And my first coat I did in this chalk paint. It's called Castle. Had a big paint lube there. So it's crackling really nice. Oh, good to hear. Weather nice there? I'm just going to pause for a second here. Whoop. I was just trying to lift that lid there while it's not quite dry because I didn't want the lid painting shut. There. I used my knife to hold it open. I'm painting underneath that handle. No, unfortunately, I've got a farmer's market I'm going to tomorrow, and he doesn't live here, so I'll probably get together with him after Father's Day. I have to double check when he's around. He lives about an hour and a half away from me, so I gotta see when he's available. How about you? Oh, thanks! Thank you very much for sprinkling. Just trying to wipe away any big grooves of paint. so that the door closes okay later. Ooh, it's making my room hotter. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, my dad was supposed to be coming down here, but he's having truck trouble, so he can't make it, so we had to change plans. Okay, that's still a little tacky, but it'll do. Just trying to get rid of the extra paint off my hands, or at least a layer, because I don't want it getting anywhere else. So I'll just quickly show you what it's looking like so far. I don't know if you can see that or not. So that's what it looks like so far. And I'll move on to the next section now. Drip there. Okay, back to glue. And it's just white glue diluted with a bit of water just to make it easier to spread. I'd say about 75% white glue to 25% water-ish. The water's just added to make it easier to spread. You don't want to have too much or else it won't crackle. The direction that you paint your glue on is the direction that the cracks will show up later too. So keep that in mind when you're putting that on. So if you were to go up and down, your cracks will go the direction that your brush is going. There. Oh, my nose is going again. Hang on. Always interrupts me. Excuse me. Ah, lupus nose. Oh, there. Whew. You can do it with any acrylic paint. Your first color is going to be the color that's going to show through after it cracks. But you can do it with any old paints, as far as I know. So yeah. I don't know if it would work with oil paint, but any water-based paint it would work with. In fact, I wouldn't want to try it with an oil-based paint, because the water in the glue is what makes the crackle. And you can buy crackle mediums out there, but I don't know how much they cost where you guys live, but here they're ridiculous. I looked at a bottle at Michael's here and it was over $4 for a bottle. I wasn't going to pay that much money for something that I could buy just a bottle of glue to do the same thing for $1.50 at our local dollar stores. So yeah, I wouldn't have minded paying a little bit more, but not that much more, that's for sure. No, I think that was a bit of highway robbery. I'm just trying to get rid of any big brush strokes. Okay, there. Yeah, that is crazy expensive. So watch your ears. It's crackling nicely. Okay, good enough for now. And spin it around to one other side. And I just have a paint bottle underneath it to prop it up. We're working on, so it doesn't, so I can get that bottom edge easier. Okie dokie. And I'll do the very back later. Whoop. My goodness, I got a big pink boob there. I'm gonna get rid of. I'm just gonna wet it down just so I don't have a big lump there later. I know it's the back, but I still don't, because it's not totally dry yet. I actually use an old hand wipe that I just reuse to wipe things like that with. So yeah, just to get rid of the big lump, because I don't want a big lump there later. I know it's the back, but I know it's for my dad. I want it to look good. Actually, even if it was for a customer, I still would do the same thing too, because I don't want it. I want it to be as the best I can get it as possible for anyone. I don't know, those details matter to me. There we go. Hopefully you can see okay. It's a little bit of a bigger project, so it's hard for me to spin around more. Oh, good. So what's the weather like up where you're at? Has it been raining lots over there too? Or are you out of that area? I know in southern Alberta it's been flooding a little bit. Hasn't been flooding here, but it has been raining quite a bit near Edmonton. It's crazy, the weather. The weather's either it's broiling hot or it's flooding, or the weather's just been crazy all over the place by the sounds of it this spring. Okay. Hot and humid. Okay. Watch your ears one more. Oh, Marsha, that's what I've got. I've been having a hard time with cutting cardstock with it. But maybe I'm just cutting too small projects at the beginning with the cardstock. Maybe I need to do bigger things. But I cut some vinyl for that little camper deco that I did the other day, and it went well, even though it was really small. So I was quite pleased how well it cut the letters out on that vinyl. Very happy. I've never owned one like that, anything like that before, so I've got a lot to learn on that stuff still. I hope you heard me through all that. So yeah. With my Mod Podge bottle that I was using to prop that up. So I think I'm going to just do a little bit of distressing. I'm just going to sand it a bit on some of these corners. Hopefully it's dry enough to get, yeah, it might be still a little bit tacky. Just to rough up the edges a bit there. Give it that little bit more of a rustic look. I think that paint's still just a touch damp on that side. It's not. That's alright, it's looking fine though. Yeah, this one's drier, I can tell. And this is just a sand block that I got from one of the dollar stores here. To give it a little more antique look. not getting too rough with it because I don't want that black coming through from the previous paint. Not that it would really matter, but I'm gonna try my nail file in that small area. Oh no, it's not there. I just got a small edge right here, so I'm just using a nail file. Oh yeah, that's working better because it can get into that small edge there. Nope, I rubbed a little too much off there. Right down to the wood. I'm just going to touch up, paint it with my paintbrush. There. Oops. Okay, so that's roughed up there. Yeah, some things I'm pretty good with, like my phone and my tablet, but getting my printer my wireless printer to work half the time that's always a challenge for me too. Sometimes, some days it works fine and some days it doesn't. So I'm just putting eye drops in. I think I got some dust in my eye. So yeah. Okay. So now, moving on. I'm just going to use some matte Mod Podge, and where did I put my... Oh, the blue over here. That's why I couldn't find them. One's there. Where's the other one? No. Where'd the other one go? There it is, behind my water bottle. So I just cut out the oval shape earlier, and then I just did a rough edge on there, and it's a little truck napkin that I traded for in the napkin swap page. So I'm just going to put these on there. With my Mod Podge. And this is just matte Mod Podge, but you can use whatever Mod Podge, especially because you're just using it like a glue, so you're not going to see it anyways, unless you're using your Mod Podge as your top sealer. But I won't be using it for my top sealer. I'm going to be using a varnish for my top sealer afterwards, after I'm all done. I just want to make sure I got it right down into the grooves with my sponge. Okay, and I've got a piece of plastic here. And just any old baggie or anything plastic, because you'll find that your fingers will stick to the glue a little bit, so that's why you want to use not use your fingers as much, especially with napkins. Napkins are so fragile. And I'm just very gently tapping it into the edges of this wood. and pay attention to the edges because you don't want it to lift later on. So I'm just tapping around the edges a little bit gently too. Okay. So that one's on. And like I said earlier, this is for my dad. So, and he likes trucks, so I'm hoping he'll like this. Be very gentle with your napkins because they will tear really easy. So I'm trying really careful not to tear this as I'm tapping it into those wood ridges. Ah, yes, I did paint that. Thanks. Hi, Meta. How are you? Yeah, I painted that quite a long while ago, though. It was done in 1997, so I was a lot younger then. But yeah, I did paint it. I got the picture. I got the picture off of a calendar picture. So how are you, Meta? I'm kind of a slow painter, so I do want to do more paintings, but I'll probably, yeah, I just haven't got around to it yet. And I don't want to do a live because a live would probably with that. Oh, you can't sleep? That's not good. Something on your mind or not feeling well? I'm making this for my dad for Father's Day. He has a bread box, but he doesn't, it's a metal one and he doesn't like it. So I think he'll like this one a lot better. And it's a really small one, so this one is gonna be like almost twice the size of his other one. So I'm pretty sure he'll like it better. Okay, now to try to get this so that it's both the same height. I kind of wish this was a mirror image instead of the same direction, but I guess there's not much I could do about that. Once you lay it down, napkins are not forgiving. You can't pick it up again. So if you use rice paper or regular paper, it's more forgiving, but napkins are a little trickier. I must not have quite enough down there, so I'm just gonna got a big wrinkle, so I'm just trying to pull it out very gently. I don't know if it's gonna let me though. Nope, I'm gonna have to leave it. Yeah, I'm by Edmonton, which is kind of more on the west side of Canada in Alberta. And just a sec here, I'll tell you the time here in a bit. We're Mountain Standard Time here, so. So I'm just tapping the edges to make sure that my edges are sealed really well. And using the baggie just to make sure that I have no bubbles in the paper. it and that it's stuck really well to the wood. And tapping in very gently with my sponge applicator on the ridges of the bread box. So that the napkin gets right into the ridges. There we go. It is 11 o'clock here. That's not good. I hope it's not my Wi-Fi. So there's the two. On there. And you can see with whatever color you use underneath your napkins, you will see a little bit later come through the napkin. So keep that in mind. So that's why generally most of the time people will use a light color for Mod Podging with, so that the color will show through on your napkin. So you don't want to have, in most cases, you don't want like black or anything like that, but it depends on the look you're looking for. I know like on this can here I put the Mod Podge just on the silver with the feathers, because I wanted it to see the silver through it. So I didn't paint the can white. So, but I wanted to see the shiny silver through it. So yeah. So it depends on the look that you want. Yeah, it is a nice color. And I'm just, where did I put my, oh, there it is. I think I'm going to put some ribbon on here. I'm just going to double check that I have enough. Because I bought, and it's a gingham ribbon. And I bought it at a thrift store, so I'm not 100% sure how much I've got here. But before I do that, I'm going to touch up paint this one spot. I don't know why I keep on misplacing this paint bottle, where I did the sanding, too much sanding there, so just going to touch up paint that. Got a little too aggressive with my sanding. I just want to fill it in. There we go. When I'm done all this, I'll be varnishing it. And I'll be using this varnish here. It's Deco Art Dura Clear Matte Varnish. So once this is all done, I'll be using that on there. So I think this gingham ribbon will be, yeah, looks like there's enough there to do this. I'm going to put just a small strip down the edge here on there, just to dress it up just a smidge with that blue. And it's fairly close to the same blue as that, so I'm going to do that. Thank you. Okay. And with the polyester type ribbons, I usually take a lighter and just burn the edges just a smidge so that they don't fray. If it's cotton like ribbons, I usually don't do that though, because quite often they just catch on fire. So I'm going to Mod Podge this ribbon down. I could hot glue, but I think the Mod Podge will be a little flatter. Sometimes I find with the hot glue, it can be kind of raised, not very flat. So that's why I chose to do it with Mod Podge instead. And you can definitely Mod Podge fabric. You just got to use a little bit more glue. That's all. The only difference. And I have actually Mod Podged some of my tin cans before too. So, and it's a little more forgiving then. See, at least I can lift it up again. See, it moved on me, so that's why I lifted it up. And I need a little bit more Mod Podge. Put my bottle underneath there again. Where did I put that later? Oh, there it is. And I'm just going to tap a little bit of Mod Podge on top, just to make sure that I've got enough on there to hold it. Especially on the edges, because I don't want this coming up again later. And this will just seal it. We'll definitely seal it. There. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Sorry, I should have turned that more earlier. I'm trimming the bottom here. And a little more Mod Podge on top. Yeah, I did it on, I got it from a napkin swap, napkin trade. So I don't even know where it came from. And it's the only one I have. But I would love to be able to find it. It's definitely beautiful. Just making sure that my edges are down good. Okay, I'm just going to blow dry, so watch your ears. I don't know, do you think I should put a strip of that ribbon on the handle here too? What do you guys think? And don't forget to like and sprinkle. Okay, I'll put another chunk on the bottom there. I'll hold it up here first and see. I think that would look nice there too. Sure. I'm always losing things when I'm on live. Things that are right in front of you or seem to grow feet, it seems like. Oh, it's crazy. Where's my Mod Podge? Oh yeah, I put it underneath. Oh, that's gloss. I don't want gloss. There's matte. Need just a little bit more. I ordered more of this gingham ribbon online, so hopefully it'll be in soon. I love gingham stuff. And you don't have to burn it much, just a fraction of a second is all it needs. Oh, and I have it a bit too long. That's the nice thing about Mod Podging with fabric. It's forgiving, so you can pick it up and move it again. Pick it up and move it. Let's try that again. I don't know if it'll burn because now I got glue on it, but we'll see. Yeah, it did. Good. There we go. Got it the right length this time. I'm just tapping it down on there. Yeah, that's cute. Just a sec here. Have you downloaded the Meta, M-E-T-A Business Suite app? Use that one to start a business page, because you'll find it has a lot more, a business page has more bells and whistles to help you set up your page and that, versus just a regular page. It's a little harder with just a regular page. For some of the features are just a lot less features. I find my first page I did was just a regular page, and then I found out later that the Meta Business Suite is a lot better. If you want, you can always PM me, and I can, if you need help, and I'll try to help you the best I can. I'm not I'm not a pro, but I know a little bit about it. So there we go. That's the bread box, and I will be painting the inside because it was black before, as you can see. So, but this is it now, and with the ribbon on there. So yeah, and the crackle. So now that'll be it, and I'll paint the inside, and then I'll finish up with the matte varnish afterwards, after it's all done too. But that's boring, so I'm sure you don't want to see them. It's just paints on. So simple as that. So I hope you enjoyed being here. I'm glad that you kept me company, Meta, and yeah, I don't know if anybody else is on right now or not. But yeah, Marcy, I don't know if she's still here or not, but I appreciate your company. And don't forget to sprinkle this out there, and it would be nice to have more company when I'm doing this. I know there's a few other crafters on at this time of night, so that's probably where my other friends are at tonight. But yeah, so I hope I inspired you to do something like this in the future for yourself. Make yourself fix up your old bread box, or find a new bread box to do up, and yeah, make it work for you, something that you like. So thanks again for coming with me and joining and keeping me company as I made this over for my dad. So I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day, everyone out there, and have a good time. And don't forget to spread the kindness. Do something nice for someone, give them a compliment. If you really want to, buy someone a coffee in the line at the drive-thru for the person behind you. So something like that, just the smallest thing. You never know how a little act of kindness like that will change someone's day around, especially in this crazy world that we're in. So take care, good night, bye, and sweet dreams.